Yo, how's it going, y'all? We are back with PYS number 3 for Blitz Masters Legacy Spring 2026 cash season. Hope y'all are excited. 4 teams have already qualified into top 8, and we have 4 more spots open. PYS number 3, the top 2 teams, top 1 from each group on the final day will qualify. And then the last 2 slots will be determined by cups. I'm still not sure if the cups are correct, so I'm not going to show them. But, yeah, I don't know exactly how that's working. Apparently a lot of teams have reported issues with them. Yeah, I would love to show you guys the brackets for today. Unfortunately, the website does not seem to be having the brackets. What's up, Zach Attack? What's up, Maggie? Helmy? Good to have all of you. Welcome, welcome. It does not have the brackets for today, but it does have yesterday's, so we can go ahead and take a look at how things went for the teams played yesterday. So we can go ahead and share that. So there were 8 groups yesterday, it appears. Group 1, VZN over NA. I believe it was top 2 that moved on because there are 16 teams today. So yeah, Group 1, VZN over NA. And then Aries and Foids were out. Group 2, Rejects and Fide over Ezek and Bay. Group 3 was a Wheel and then 404 over SLN and ICS. SLN having a tough one, man. I thought they had a really good first PYS if I remember correctly, but last 2 haven't gone their way. Group 4 was 4K over Autis and then Wouse over PT2K. Group 5 was Toma over Kitten in a tiebreaker and Prevail not able to make it through. Group 6, VATS over 16S and a tiebreaker, and then Fates and SRU. Group 7, Honda over Filth. Ooh, they actually were dropping a couple games out of Filth. And then Pix and Leo. And Group 8, Alev over BTD6. They had no problem with this group at all. And then BKN and EXL. Okay, so that's probably just a troll clan. Yeah, nice. Alright, for some reason my Discord pings just sounded. They never usually do that. I don't know why that's the case. That's very strange. Let me address that real quick. But anyway, those are the groups for today. I can go ahead, I guess, in-game and show in training room, or not, in the tourney room what the groups are looking like. So, first let me fix Discord ping. Why is it making a noise? It should not be doing that. So I'm sorry. That's the first time in a while we've had that issue. There's streamer mode. Hello? For some reason I'm not seeing the setting. Okay, I'm gonna restart Discord. What's up, Deepa? Welcome to the stream. Where'd Test 2 go? Test 2 is on Twitch. And that looked good. Okay. Yeah, I'm not seeing streamer mode. Oh, there we go. It's on. Alright. Okay, you guys shouldn't be hearing my pings anymore. Sorry about that. That really bothers me when I see it on other people's streams, so I like to protect mine. Alright, but anyway, groups today. Group 1, Ponda, Toma, Filth, and VZN. Group 2, this is one that I will be streaming. It will be NA, Kitten, Alev, and VATS. We're starting off with Kitten versus NA, and then Alev playing against VATS. Group 3, 4K, Rejects, Autis, and Fide. Group 4 is BTD6, 404, Wheel, and 16S. So, yeah, those are your groups. Again, we'll be streaming Group 3, starting off with Kitten NA, I believe. We'll be getting our invite in just about a minute here. I did ping Women about letting the groups show on the website, but she might be asleep by now, so don't know. And honestly, not that big of a deal. But yeah, that's that. Make sure I'm in a light tank. We're all good. What's the game mode right now? It is... There are 2. Burning games and 10v10. Okay. I don't really like burning games right now. Maybe we'll play 10v10. I haven't liked it since they added the explosion mechanic. And then I like it even less since they nerfed the 4K5. Oh, not nerfed it, but they changed it to a 2-shot tank. I like it a lot as a 4-shot tank. I liked playing it in that mode. As a 2-shot tank, I really don't. I didn't really find a tank that I loved as an alternative. Here are the top 4 teams. So the teams that already qualified are Oblivion and 7 Rats through Prove Your Skill 1. And then Origin Joker through Prove Your Skill 2. So the top 4 teams that most people expected. Some people might have expected Elev to sneak in over 7 Rats, but they actually got in on the first PYS through 4-0ing Joker, which is pretty awesome. So they had a pretty good start to the tournament. Alright, let me set up the training room. NA, Kitten. Just letting you know, guys, I did take a nap right before stream. Woke up maybe 20 minutes before, half an hour before. So I'm a little bit tired, a little drowsy, but we'll be okay. We'll be okay. These streams are usually relatively low energy anyways. I think concept will be sold for gold before Reforged. I don't know. I guess I don't really know how often that tank is sold for gold. I know it was like, you know, the 10-year reward tank that people got for playing on Blitz for 10 years. And I'm assuming that means that they're more inclined to sell it for gold when they do, but I really have no idea what the selling schedule is looking like. I think it's possible. I latched a little bit in bits and pieces of the Reforged live stream today where they're kind of talking about how things are going in regards to it coming out soon. And they said they're doing like a game mode marathon where they're running through all the game modes and stuff before Reforged. I wonder if they will do similar for like selling tanks. Like that would be kind of cool if they're trying to at least get one final way for people to buy the tanks before Reforged and everything gets changed. Not that I think the shop will change enough to the point where that's, you know, important. Whereas like game modes and stuff aren't actually going to be accessible in Reforged. At least some of the game modes won't be ready right away, but I don't know. I still think it'd be a cool thing to do, but really I wouldn't be able to say. I have no idea. What's up? Hi, welcome, welcome. Hey, you scrimming today? Are you just here to sit back and relax? GG's, man, GG's. My Discord is bugging out. I'm gonna restart it again, but it's fine. Anyway, we are here on Kitten M versus NA. This is a best of 3, starting off on Castilla. Do enjoy me some Camp Stia gameplay. And yeah, best of 3. So first to 2 wins takes it. NA had a pretty good PYS 1, but I believe their PYS 2 they got knocked out on the first day. They are back today working just fine. They did get knocked to the lower side. If we looked at yesterday's groups, I believe, yeah, VZN was the team that beat them. But they are back for vengeance today. And they've got a group that I would say is winnable for NA for sure. I mean, not going to be the easiest. Elev is a solid team, but very possible. And yeah, looking at tanks here, double light on both teams actually is an interesting one. Do tend to see a lot of lights here. I think it was, what, Joker... Who did we watch Joker play against last PYS? I don't know. There were lots of lights being run. Oh yeah, it was Wheel. Joker Wheel. Lots of lights being run by both teams. It's understandable. In this map, it's pretty nice to have information, because it can be very slow and lots of bleeding involved, and just whichever team can kind of weather the storm. So being able to spot, have good information, and then, you know, grab caps as well, because the caps are very much in the open for really all 3 bases. I mean, they're kind of protected a little bit. Like the B base is a little hard to reset unless you're in the right position, but A, very easily resettable by both teams. C, very easily resettable. So being able to sneak those in a light tank late game is also very valuable. So that's why you do tend to see a lot of lights in this map. We'll just go ahead and run the Castilla intro and get right on into it. Thoughts about Reforged? I think the main concern I have is it's not really something that affects me because I play on PC, but just about every person that I've seen play Reforged as of right now has had issues with overheating, and I'm very concerned that it's not ready yet. Obviously they still have about a month to get things ready. I think just less than a month. What is it? June 17th is the release date, but that's what I'm pretty concerned about, is that, I guess, making sure that it's ready for people's devices. I'm also quite disappointed myself that not everything is going to be ready to go before Reforged, like in terms of game modes and stuff like that and maps. Like, I feel like that's something that you have to nail down, but those will not be fully completed. The tournament system won't be ready as well. I was a little unhappy about that, but looking at it from a different perspective, is they're going to be trying to develop it like from the ground up in a new way, which I think is a good thing. So I can't complain in that regard. Anyway, NA going for a base grab of A. Neko going for a reset, gets double tap. You don't want to do that again. Surely not. He does do it, actually. He doesn't get hit either. But sniped ya. Able to get the base. X getting hit a couple times. JTAG shooting the wrong tank there. Don't know why you would shoot the tank that's already been hit several times, but hey, it is what it is. And I does grab their base. Kitten grabbing B in the meantime. Looks like... And I did have a Felice, but just wasn't able to get in a position quick enough to reset. This is the slowest of all the meta tanks, between this, the Kronvon, the Concept, the F3, you know, all of your Clipper heavy tanks. The Felice is definitely the slowest, so unfortunately for NA, they were not able to get into position fast enough to reset B. However, of course, they grabbed A themselves. They have a cap lead. They're doing just fine. Anyway, X and Sniptia both have taken some damage here. X is now going to be driving up high for a little bit of spotting. Has to be careful that Kitten doesn't blind fire him. Looks like I thought I saw a couple shots flying. Couldn't tell if those are blind fires towards here or not. But at the moment, things have settled for the time being. And we get to see typical Camp Stia, where teams are just kind of lined up, not really pushing yet, trying to feel each other out. NA's got their lights into decent spotting positions on both sides. I guess Sniptia more playing in the back. He was able to hit the self boost, so good job, Sniptia. A lot of players do be missing that even nowadays. Big Boss will be out of the Air Force shops. That is the W, but there will be missing modes, and that's not a good thing. Uh-oh, looks like X got spotted. Oh no. He pushed up to this bush there. Ouch. I had to go for a reset of the C base. Kitten were able to grab that, and I didn't have vision of it. And Cat Power is able to get out without taking any damage here. So NA, 300 hit points. Snipetia's not full. No, he's just taking one hit. Oh, he's fine. Looks like NA's starting to make a bit of a move over on A side. JTAG getting good spots, but Sniptia with those long-range shots from the self-boosted position, looking good. Neko also getting spotted in the Colo position. It looks like that is where JTAG is going to be boosting towards. It's a good tank to put in this position. J-Ro might be able to sneak a shot in. Yes, he does. 438. Can't tell if that was HE or what. J-Ro tried to sneak in a second, was not able to do it, but now JTAG is in position. And if NA goes for any sort of push, look at all these Kronvons set up over there, would be able to get a nice little crossfire going. Looks like Marquise Wolfstein was rotated back out. BTY still covering the B base in case NA tries to go for a B reset. So Kitten pretty much fully just stacking up on their caps. Tank overlooking B, a few tanks near C. The lights are both in relatively flexible positions. Somehow renamed user getting spotted up top. Maybe a light? Yeah, probably Cat's Power. The caps reach 800 now, and it needs to start making their move. 850, I should say. We're already getting there. J-Ro renamed user getting spotted. Oh, okay, so Accelerator was spotted cross map, getting shot by those tanks. Those BTY specialist JTAG lit now in his position. And NA's gonna step to B base. I don't know if that's gonna be enough. Oh my goodness! Ouch! You know, he's just dead. Okay, Kitten was very much ready for that. NA a little bit slow with their Kronvons. If they were able to bring them forward a little quicker. Maybe that would have been prevented, but either way, it would have been a lot of cat pressure to overcome. And Kitten takes a game 1. My game is bugged out. That is a funny sight. Looks like we don't get to see the post-game results there. Oh, we do. Okay. Wild. That was an interesting bug, but yeah, low damage on both sides, of course. I mean, both teams having 16, 17, 8k HP most likely, and only doing 7k. It's just a game that goes down to caps. That is how Castilla goes. We'll move on to game 2. Kitten with a 1-0 lead. And again, this is best of 3, so first team to win a game takes it. There we go. Or, why did I say that? First team to win 2 games takes it. Not one for bets. Your money's on the winner. Hey, good pick, Archangel. Welcome to the stream. Good pick. I'm here. Hello, Billy. Voltus just started. Should have started. What's up, Rob? Been a minute, man. Hope you're good. I have a laptop I use for school runs, but it's perfect, so I hope we're fine. From what I've seen, like, people's, like, PCs and stuff haven't had issues. I haven't seen anyone with PC issues. It's just mobile devices have been overheating from what I can tell. Go NA. Kitten is kind of toxic. I see. I am not familiar with the clan drama nowadays. Back then, maybe I would have been more in tune with that in the past, but I haven't been as engaged with that recently. Alright, game 2. Sorry, I'm checking Discord. Women is up and responding. Alright. I'm just going to focus on the game. That is the most important thing. Those Discord messages come next. It's like triple Panzerwagon for Kitten. This is a very interesting strat. But also a 4k5. We have a very lineup here for Kitten. Concept, 2 concepts and a 2 and 5B. So they're going for the double base grab that NA did last game. However, I like how X is approaching this preemptively popping reactive, but he missed his reset actually, straight up. I'm just going to be able to grab it and leave. Dang. Because NA would have been set up to put some damage in if X just hit 1 reset shot with those concepts rushing forward, but X just completely missing it. That actually gives Kitten a very big advantage. Able to get away with their light tanks just fine. Their third one was overlooking B, but he's not grabbing it. But Kitten rotate one of their lights out. Also 4k5 in the back looks like covering A, but also has a bit of a crossfire. Nice shot onto a lib cross map. Marquis hitting a pretty big shot there. Triple T also taking a hit. Concept. Really good start from Kitten. They have bled a couple thousand HP off of NA. They are all full health themselves. And now they've got their triple lights set up in more permanent positions. It's looking good for them. BTY losing his ammo rack there. He's taking the first damage for Kitten. But NA is continuing to bleed. They now have 2 half HP heavies. Accelerator taking a hit. I think that was from X there, so he is going to be perma-lit in the concept rushing him too. Yeah, Accelerator might take a little bit of damage ski there. He's just going to drop right on down into the river. Doing just fine though, all things considered. Now Sniped you taking damage. He pushed out a little bit. Cat with power being able to spot him, shoot him from up top. That means that he's going to be tracer shelled and lit for 20. J-Ro's going to try to make a play in here, but BTY Specialist keeps him down. And the 4k5 shot, he got boosted. Wasn't paying attention to that. I don't know if J-Tag did that, but boosted 4k5. Oh my goodness. Diabolical. I mean, this is very blind fireable if NA realizes that he's up there, but they don't at the moment. How would they expect a 4k5 to be up there? They just wouldn't. And nice cross map shot on X, I think. Will he be able to put in a second? I can like get down here, look. He's got the Ret Cal. Can he hit a second shot onto X? I want to see this. This is a cook right here. This whole time, NA does not have a base, by the way. Snipetio is rotating, maybe going for a B grab. Kitten doesn't really have B defense anymore. These light tanks can kind of spot it, but it can be risky shooting from up here. Snipetio, he's breaking stuff. Looks like he's going for it. More shots coming in from the lights, and Kitten's fully camping with 3 lights and the 4K5 all the way back. That's crazy. BTY putting a shot into the Kron Von. If he goes down, that's going to hurt Kitten a lot for view range at the moment. Neko's going to try to spot the B base grab. Puts the shot in. It's a little bit too late. So NA have a base. The problem is they are down like 350 cap points. They need to really make all that up. They're moving forward with Triple T. But JTAG, Darkest Savage are both covering him. NA is looking really bad in the HP right now. It's 12k for Kitten M, 7k for NA. They're just playing this set extremely well. And again, the 4k5 up top. I don't know if this guy just hasn't clip reloaded or what. He's just sitting here with a nice little 650 shell. Just need to be careful with BTY. There we go. He puts it into renamed user. Doesn't get lit either. Maybe now NA suspects that the 4k5 is boosted. But almost 800 cap points yet again. What is NA cooking? Kitten is really kind of going a little bit out on a limb here by keeping BTY fully alone. Everyone else is supporting the C side. Renamed user getting hit in the back, and Marquis Wolfstein able to put a shot in the rear. There's no way that they don't know now that the 4k5 is boosted, but that's still a crazy shot to hit. He's having a crazy game, putting another Najero. This, you know what, guys? This is the most entertaining game I've seen in a minute. I've really enjoyed the strat from Kitten. Props to them. Neko's going to drop down, get the kill on Triple T. Absolute domination here by Kitten in this first set. NA looking lost. Marquis with yet another kill. Absolutely a legend here. I love this. What a strat. What a strat. And they will have no problems taking it 2-0. 992, 996. And a Leb going down to close things out. 2-0 win for Kitten M. Boosted 4k5. Wild. NA's gonna watch that back and be like, God damn. That is crazy. What's up, D-Pasta? Welcome to the stream. Always an Orange fan. Solid, Maggie. Well, they had a very good PYS too. Yeah, Marquis with a 5k damage game. That's getting a Giga Chad. If only I could give him, like, you know, the crown. That would 100% be a crown-worthy game, but the set's over, so we're not going back to the trading review. But Marquis, that was a goated strat. I don't know who's calling that for Kitten M, if that's JTAG calling, but that's a W strat right there. I really enjoyed that one. Boosted 4k5 triple light. That game could have gone extremely differently if X hit that initial reset shot, though, because those concepts were coming in on those light tanks. But yeah, that's that. We will, I guess, go ahead and play some 10v10. What tank should I play for that? I don't know. I mean, you know I like my mediums and lights, but I don't know if they can weather the storm like a heavy can. You could play the missile tank, which is funny enough. What would work? Maybe we'll play like V4 could be interesting. Let's go G-Sor. Let's go G-Sor. Interesting mix of tank choices, 100%. I agree. And it worked out really well. That was great. Alright, hold on, I do need to get some stuff for Wham in here. Fuck. Sorry, one sec. Alright, sorry about that, guys. Was responding to a message from Wim and trying to get the website working. I will go and play up on B. Maybe I go around the left here. I didn't see if they brought anyone to A. Oh, there we go. I have a little bit of loss. That guy was kind of starting for a minute. I was like, yo, what's going on there? We're good. Okay, I'm going to help out with the 268 here. I'm willing to just take the hit and trade with this guy. I can just kill him straight up for this. There we go. Or a teammate can. W, I'm like shielded and everything now. Enemy armor is damaged. 23 can't hit me. I can't hit him either, apparently. Enemy armor is hit. Don't really want to peek that. I think I'm unlit now, though. Nope, not unlit. It's all good. We win this game. 10v5. These games are a little bit lopsided, eh? The fact that my team was able to dominate this despite the fact that I was AFK for the first minute. W Kron Von position. We've damaged them. Yeah, 10 out. Alright, we're all good. Website unfortunately sounds like it's not going to be working today for second stage. For some reason Proving Grounds popped up. I was trying to get the website working, but we won't be able to see the brackets on the website. We'll have to check it in game. No biggie. So we can do that now. So Toma beat Filth. Ponda lost to VZN. Okay. VZN 2-0 over Ponda. Dang. What's this VZN roster? They're taking names. They beat NA, now they beat Ponda. Interesting. Okay, okay. I'm not familiar with some of these players. Good for them. 11 beat VATS. Not really an upset in my opinion. 4K beat Autis. Rejects. Still playing FIDE. They played FIDE yesterday too. It's kind of goofy they got put in the same group. And then BTD6. Still playing 16S. And then Wheel 404. Wheel wins. Cool. That's where we're at right now with the groups. Sad no website to update, but it's fine. And I should check when my set starts. Starts at 32. Yeah, I got time for like a game. I don't know if I have time for 2 though. Proud of Kitten and VZN's progress. Yeah, they look good, man. I didn't get to... This is my first time watching them, so it's hard for me to say progress this season, but they look very good. Like, that was a really creative strat, and it worked very well for them, especially the second game. But, like, NA is a solid team. I know they have a lot of really good players on that team, and the fact that they, you know, beat NA so handily was very, very clearly, like, a well-coordinated team. I think Kitten will finally get top 8. I'd have to look at the cups once they're fixed, but that was good. NA's gone without you players. NA got a downgrade from top 8, 16 to top 16. I see. You are welcome to your opinion. Glad the 268 missed that one. And this, we are in a good position now. I'm glad that my team's actually playing forward on port base south here. Sometimes that doesn't happen. I'll focus this guy down. Don't let the E4 mess me up too much. There we go. We have more gun oppression than this guy. Tunnel up a little bit. Sherry's dead. What is this guy doing? 950, 183 back there. Got it. The concept does have a good position himself. No gunned up, I say, as a tank with 12 degrees or however much. And GG's for getting. I agree, Voltus. Voltus, you're way off, right? Are you guys playing Frontline? Proving Grounds? You gonna stream that? Should be streaming that. There's the 183. Exactly where we knew he was. Probably sneak one more in if we keep backing up. There we go. Maybe we also get a base while we're at it. Let's just sit in here. Not that it matters. This game is not losable. It's losable, I suppose. Any game's losable. The enemy doesn't have that much HP, but neither do we. Enemy armor is hit. Okay, I drove out. Enemy armor is damaged. We've damaged them. Baleatelli, this is the first time, I believe, that Joker has taken a Legionnaire. Origin has there too. I don't know. I don't remember the 7 Rats roster if they have one in there, but enemy armor is damaged. Yeah, there are a lot of Legionnaires this season. What's up, Blake? Welcome. Hello, hello, Blake. Kitten will need to win today and tomorrow. Gotcha. That's going to be a tough order. There are not there's not going to be any easy brackets, I think, tomorrow. The way that I see groups being, since groups are going to be done manually, I'm assuming Elev is going to be in one group and Honda is going to be in the other, assuming they both make it through today, which I think realistically they will. It's top 2 teams from each group we've gone today, and I don't see any of those teams placing outside of top 2. Although Ponda did get upset already. Yeah, we can play another game. Maybe I'll play like a light or something. I'll play a med. Let's play STB. STB seems fun. Where is it? But yeah, it'll be difficult for Kitten M. Technically though, if they win tomorrow, it doesn't matter how they perform today. They just need to move on. But sounds like they're not doing great on cups. I don't know if they've made any day 3s. Alright. I have to... When do I get my invite? I get my invite in like 3 minutes, I think. So I have to not survive this too long. As long as I don't survive 8 minutes, then we'll be okay. And 4% packet loss. Yeah, this is great. Also, my team is just not over here. Yeah, I'm bailing. I'm not spotting for you useless tank destroyers. There you go. There's the TBP. Shoot him. I'm getting down. Down, Mr. President. And they're dead. Yeah. Nice. Nice. Most useful teammates. I am not spotting for you. Absolutely not. We should get a competitive team. Any tips on how to get on one? Well, Maggie, the NA Scrim server, if you've ever heard of it, is kind of a place where a lot of teams are like together. That's how they find scrims with each other, but you can also like recruit from there as well. Okay, I just can't pen this guy at all, even with gold. Okay, and then shot just does go anywhere I aimed it. You can just, I might just shove this corner. This is risky. Lose our grill too, yeah. Yeah, I want to push this. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Tornvagen. Hopefully I'm not the one taking the hit here. Oh my goodness. Bro, you guys are heavies, and you have the craziest armor in the game, bro. Just go. Just go. Looks like at least we killed their TVP. Bro, these guys are playing back. Nice. Okay. I can't play up. My teammates are playing very passively. This minnow. This guy's. And I miss. Nice. And I can't pen this guy. Okay, he's empty. Good. Where'd that go? Pain. Alright, those guys are gonna have to hold over there. We can win this. This is winnable. I really wish I didn't take that hit, but it was my bad. F3 not doing great. I don't really want to leave this spot. I guess I will. I don't know why he's peeking. F3 puts in a second shot. That's big. Okay, we should win this. Invite's out, so I need to hurry up and die. Or win. Or win. Alright, not the greatest game on our end, but we take it. Yeah, Scrim server is a decent place to find a team. If you don't have much experience, I would say you could always start just by making one with friends, like if you're already in a clan. Or just by looking at clans that are already signed up for tournaments. And see, maybe if you're lower level, then find one of those lower level teams. See if you can get your way on it, and work from there. Really, I mean, you just kind of got to start small and work your way up. You can't expect to be put on like Joker and Origin right away. But you can definitely work your way there. It just could take time. All right, we've got Kitten M and Lev. And we could show the training room right away, actually. Let me just... There we go. What's up, Skywalker? What's up, Lemmy? Enjoy that nice scream, Mr. Discord server. Yeah, exactly that. Yeah. I would say, yeah, either the scrim server or just look at the clans that are signed up and see if you can fit your way into one of those. And if you can't get on the team right away, maybe you can get a relationship built up to the point where you can next time. 6k cups behind Ponda. Yeah, I don't know if the cups are fixed or not, but yeah, I don't think you can make up 6k cups. I don't know. Alright. Just looking at Discord and everything seems fine now. NV10 with Big Mass would be peak. Yeah, it would be interesting. I wouldn't want that as like the regular size of the game. You know, some people are arguing that, you know, Blitz should switch to 10v10 Reforge. I don't think so. So I don't know if that's what you meant. Draconic, are you alive? What's going on, man? How's your hiatus been? Surprised to see you here. Is everything going well with you, dude? That's a big surprise. Hope you're doing good. Bass, what's up? Muhammad, what's up? Tier 9, Tier 8 scrims. There are quick tournaments in Tier 8. Tier 9 doesn't have one explicitly. Because technically tournaments are considered like Tier 9 and 10 in like quick tournaments, so you never really see Tier 9s used because obviously everyone's just going to use Tier 10s. So in that sense, it's just Tier 10 and Tier 8 and Tier 6. But in terms of high-level tournaments, there's nothing other than Tier 10. Like, you won't have any Tier 8 high-level tournaments. They did that once a long time ago. They tried switching it up and did, like, a Tier 8 as, like, the big tier for the season. And I don't think people like that. So that is not going to be coming back as far as I know. What I am curious about is if the rumors about Tier 11 will affect tournaments, if those happen. Anyway, let's lock in on the game here. Good opening start from Kitten with spotting 4 enemy tanks and also putting in a couple shots early on. Double Panzerwagon and light tanks. No lights here from Elev. They've got 6 Krons and a Hoeri. That's a lineup of all time if I've ever seen one. But Elev set up top, putting a shot into triple threat. Kitten has grabbed C, and Neko is actually driving directly forward. Takes a shot from Mormonji. NTG's empty in the Kron, by the way. Maybe that's why they want to get aggressive. They know that Elev shot all 3 of those shots. Accelerator getting crossfired out as well. So Kitten has taken a decent amount of bleeds for this, so maybe wasn't the most worth it. Elev is already getting the hell out of there. Misty stepping A. Looks like JTAG and Marquis Wolfstein were able to reset him for a moment, but Misty should be able to grab the base now. Marquis is getting a little bit of pressure from Chemo, although he's more rotated around the other side, but I think it was his presence that kind of kept him from peeking. Cat says more than 80 caps, so that is something to watch out for. Ooh, I love putting shots in a JTAG there. And Elev are playing this a lot better than NA. The previous set, Kittenham's realizing, okay, maybe we can't get super aggressive in the early game. Can't expect to be hitting these crazy stuff against 6 Krons from Elev. I got some early bleeds out, but they've taken a lot of damage to get in the position where they are now with Accelerator up front. Neko's lost about a quarter of his HP in the light tank himself. Scrim server, someone could link it if anyone's in the chat and has access to the server. Okay, Love is stepping their second base here. Kitten does not have a reset for B. This should be a free grab. They are very much set up top. They've got 5 tanks up here. Cat, Triple, BTY, Neko, and Accelerator. Yeah, that's a lot of tanks up top. Neko's not really up top, but you know, he's close enough. So Elev have 2 bases. Now the cap lead that Kitten had at the start means nothing, and they are just down 2,000 HP. Hoeri has rotated back out a good bit. Best tournament player of all time. Right now, on NA server, it's hard to argue anything but Javi as the Joker captain, who's won more than 10 tournaments at this point, more than 10 seasons. I don't even know what the number is anymore. but it's really hard to argue anyone else. But overall, like combining all servers, I'm not as familiar with other servers comp players. Like 7 Stars, Ufenja has like a big name for himself. Nowadays, I think Uni's been doing pretty well. But I'm not as familiar with those performances. Kitten's going for a double light tank grab and B. That could definitely get congested here. Elev doesn't have anything for it right now. Looks like Hemo's going to drive in and then Bartolin from up top. But Cat with power not turning around. But the speed boost was enough to at least get him away. But Neko's taking a lot of damage. And he is on 27 HP. Not looking good. Elev can just shove for that kill. Neko has backed up into an interesting spot. But Chemo's just going to grab B again. J-Tag trying to reset, but he's taking a lot of damage for it. Marquis going to drive in. They're going to get the kill on Chemo. Wait a second. That could flip things quite a bit. Gets this kill. Does. 930 cap points for Kitten M now, but they lose BTY up top. Accelerator's not going to have anything on NTG. But Misty getting picked off. So does Marquis from J-Tag in the back. Or, sorry, Jag in the back. And Jag's looking at J-Tag. Those two names are going to confuse me so much. Oh my goodness. But Love do take it. Kitten was close though. They were very close on the cap points. That little retake of B put some pressure on, but they were almost able to get the kills to do it. Alev takes the game, but that almost flipped at the end, despite Alev having advantage for most of that game. So, I enjoyed that one. I enjoyed it. I think if Kitten M didn't bleed so much at the start, they would have had a better chance there. Yeah, 3.2 from Misty. Nice game. Alright, 1-0. This is a best of 5, so we'll have plenty more games to go here. Love to see your Tier 9 only tournament. It would be. I think so as well. It's an interesting meta. I think Tier 9's problem is that there's just some collector tanks that completely dominate the tier. Like the 752 is the one that mostly comes to mind. But I think, yeah, it is a little weird to think how Tier 9 has never really had its own tournament in the game, just because it's always split by the even tiers like 10, 8, and 6. There was a community Tier 9 tournament a couple years ago. It was hosted by the Sigan group. If you know them, you may not. They don't really exist anymore. But they did host a Tier 9 tournament. It's on my channel. I think I just streamed maybe 1 or 2 days. I don't remember. But it was a thing. I think Purple won that. But I agree. Like, it would be cool for gaming to host like Tier 9 tournaments, Tier 7 tournaments every once in a while. Draconic, I'm seeing your message in Mod Talk. I will respond off stream afterwards, but I'm glad that things are on track. I'll respond after stream. Okay, anyway, game 2. I have like a sneeze like kind of cooking up in the back of my head. It is bothering me so much. Oh my goodness. Light tank again for Kitten M. 2 of them, sorry. I love with almost the same lineup. They do have a concept in there now. Ooh, Jag somehow... Who the heck spotted Jag? Was that Cat with power? That's a crazy spot. Alev is mostly playing up top. So is Kitten M. Having a light tank spot the top first. And the Karanavans will cross. HE being traded. No Cat's being grabbed right away, but Cat with power will be able to move up and into A. Misty is speed boosting across. He will get lit from J-Tag, who is now taking the crossing spot position. Doesn't fire his gun. But Marquis Wolfstein crossing 14 Kitten M. He takes a hit. And will be opposing Misty over there, and he's going to get back out of position. There we go. They spot each other. Marquis just going to drive across. Bounces the returning shot. Cat Power still going to hold up over here. Will he spot Mormon-G? No, he gets lit himself. Okay. You got to be careful there. He knows he's spotted. That's the only spot that can really light you, where you don't get lit in return. I guess there's that spot as well. Either way, get him. Have the cap lead. Cat with Power will start backing out here. Neko is already looking like he wants to back out. I can't tell. But Olev going for a C grab with a Bartholin. Kitten's not going to be resetting this. So Olev now have a cap. Kitten's got decent crossfire though. HP is a lot more even this time around. 16k each. They cleaned up on their crazy bleeds. They also didn't take super aggressive positions this game. Does anyone know whose reroll is Tensuraso NNA? Yes, Muhammad, that is Muxv. He's on the Origin team. On the Origin comp team. I don't know what his current username is. I don't remember, as he likes to change it a lot, but he's commonly known as Muxv. But yeah, I just know his name right now is not Muxv on Blitz. Roythalin's starting to move up. J-Tag will be held down to shoot him, but Mormon-G could have the crossfire. Okay, I definitely should have noticed that tree being knocked down. Yeah. Good spot. Cap points are ticking. There's still plenty of time left in the game. 4 minutes. Caps are at 600 now for Kitten M. K91 grade 2. Yeah, that's a great tier 9 as well. Yeah, the problem with tier 9 is like almost all the strongest tanks are paid tanks. Tier 8 has a similar issue, but there are some like oddly strong tech tree tanks. Tier 9 really doesn't have that. There's like some good tier 9s, but no busted tier 9s for free. You got stuff like your P30 is good. 50 TP is good. Stuff like that. Okay, looks like Olev is starting to make a rotation down to A here. Bartholin also shadowing B. Olev did grab B last time. They're not going to have an easy time doing it now with J-Tag covering up top. But Olev, yep, they are moving towards B, and J-Tag will spot him. Not shooting his gun at all. He's very disciplined in his position. They're going to rotate triple threat down. Neko and Marquis both double tap Misty. Oh, and Neko takes a big 650 shot from the Ho-Ri. And Olev should be able to pick up a kill here on Marquis Wolfstein before the rest of Kitten M pulls up. That being said, Marquis is putting shots into Misty. And yeah, he's just going to drive forward away from Chemo and the concept. If he can unload his clip, that's exactly what he needs to do. Down goes Jag. Chemo is stopping the A base and picking up B as well. Marquis gets picked, but that's a 2-for-1 trade. Now Chemo is alone. Kitten has 4 tanks in the area. I lied, he's not alone. 5-9 putting another big shot into Nico maxing here. And Olev now has all 3 bases. Lots of pressure on Kitten M. They're going to try to get a kill on Mormon-G. Should be able to have that. Accelerator driving through C. Pick up the kill. He's now going to step the base. NTG is going to have to deal with BTY Specialist. That's going to give Kitten M time to stop the base. Also stopping C at the same time. Neko needs to stay alive as long as he can. Bartholin might have a sneaky shot on him, but doesn't look like he does. Chemo's going to drop down back into B. Cat with Power doing his best to stop the base, but does not want to die. Bartholin's going to be coming around from the side here. Both light tanks just really need to survive this. J-Tag is doing his best. Neko dropping down onto the Ho-Ri. J-Tag goes down, 5-9 goes down. Chemo's going to be looking for Neko, but he's reloading. Bartholin trying to stop A. He spots the light tank. This is crazy low HP gameplay. Bartholin's going to try to drop on Neko maxing, but he gets the kill on Cat with Power, who makes a crazy peek. Neko's going to help out stopping the B base, which they do get, but NTG getting C and Olev getting A. They should win this on caps maybe. 940... I don't know exactly who's going to win this on caps the way things are going. Bartholin peeks the wrong way as Neko, who's able to get away. Accelerator's going for C base. That's all he can do. Alev doesn't really have a good way of stopping Bartholin up top. 985. Yeah, Alev should win this on cap as well. And they do. Oh my goodness. If they didn't lose Cat with power at the end, who just drove the wrong way, I guess. Kitten could have taken it, but as it stands, they go down 2-0 on Alev. The scoreboard not reflecting how close the set has been. But Alev steal it away. Yeah, nice 3,500 game from 5-9. Yeah, definitely put some really big shots into the enemy light tanks there. That was really good. And that's game 2. We move on to Alpenstedt for games 3 and 4. See, I thought 5-9 was Snipetio. I thought that was him. But Snipetio's on NA. So I need to look who this is. 5-9. Who is this? Ah. This looks like it is Snipetio's alt. I don't know. He has an old username that I thought was Snipetio's alt. But I don't know who's using it right now. I really don't know. That's strange. Maybe someone who's streaming or someone who's watching stream knows more about who this is. Because I thought Snipetio was on NA. And now he's playing here with Alev. So clearly one of them is not him. And I just don't know who is who. It's funny though. Will tier 11 be new copy? I don't know. I don't know exactly what has been confirmed on tier 11, if it's just rumors or not, if they've actually announced it, but I really don't know. Stream called the tier 9. It was called like the tier 9 Summer Bash or something like that. Or Winter Bash. I think it was Winter Bash. Let me look up on the channel real quick. It was a community tournament. It was, let's see. I can look it up real quick. Well, we rolled the map intro. It was a couple years ago. Now, tier 8 was, the tier 8 Smash was Summer Tournament. Tier 9 Winter Bash. Yeah, so that was, it was right after Blitz Stellar Cup. And I only streamed one day of it. So I probably didn't stream a whole lot. But yeah, it was right after Blitz Stellar Cup, if you're looking at my old live streams. Alright, anyway. Here we are. Game 3, let's lock in, guys. Only one light tank this time on Kitten for the first time. Well, they were playing pretty well with 2. But Alev is going to get an early cap lead here, and to see Panzerwagon driving right on in without any hiccups at all. Kitten will grab the A base as well, but Alev will end up with the cap lead. And Alev are spotting each other on B. It's like Wet in the Panzerwagon spots Cat with power all the way in the back. Puts a good shot in, lit for 20. Good start. Both teams relatively healthy. Not taking any damage yet. Slow start though. No crazy aggression. Neither team is really set up to make any plays at the moment. Kitten's got their Kronvon set up in the back like they were laying a trap of some kind. But I haven't really seen this position used too frequently. Looks like, yeah, they are trying to maybe set themselves up for an Alev push through C, but there's no reason for Alev to make any sort of move right now, having the cap lead. All they really have to do is make sure that they keep C and that B is not taken by Kitten, which that's what Bartholin is there for. In the Felice, although he's kind of looking at a different angle at the moment. Alev is obviously set up quite fine. Seleno is solid. What's that protein? Oh yeah, in the in tier 9. I'm not as familiar with all the new stuff. But yeah, those are paid tanks, etc. Or is the no, the Seleno's maybe not. Seleno's like the Atlas, right? Yeah, that's probably pretty good. It's got very troll armor from what I've heard. 4 Tornvagen, 3 752s. That's true. Tornvagen's also pretty good right now, yeah. Yeah, I don't know how good tier 9 meta would be, but I think it should still be tried. Alright, Triple Threat and NTG are about to spot each other. NTG is in a very awkward spot where if Triple Threat peeks that corner, he has nowhere to back up to. I guess kind of behind this building on the left, but he's not really like rotating away to do that at the moment. It's a very awkward position. Ahmed, what's the most OP dominant tank that never became comp meta? I'd have to really think about that. I mean, there's... The tanks that are comp meta aren't always the tanks that are best in pubs. Leopard's always been a fantastic pub tank, but never really made a competitive meta performance. But it's not really dominant, I would say. Leopard's not dominant. I don't know. I'd have to give that some thought. I could go the other way around and say how the 116 F3 from like the past few seasons is a tank that isn't incredibly great in pubs. Like, it's got good armor and everything. It's not a bad tank in pubs, but it's not dominant in pubs at all. Its damage output isn't super crazy. It's just the fact that it's an auto reloader that has armor that made it really good for meta and reactive, which reactive isn't really useful in pubs. So that's kind of the opposite answer, but I don't know. I'd really have to think about dominant tanks that didn't become meta. Not really sure. Usually tanks that get introduced are typically really strong on release and then just instantly become the meta. That happened for like the Type 71, happened for the Yo, happened for the Kron, happened for the 60 TP. So, I don't know. That's just kind of what happens. Looks like Elev is making a move. Despite having the cap lead, they are making a play on a triple threat. This is who they're going to find. He's just dead. He's just cooked. He's not cooked yet, but Barthlin's going to come in from behind. He's taking some damage as well, though, but I'm surprised he's not looking at triple threat. He could be able to pick up this kill, no problem. He's looking elsewhere. Cat with power is kind of set up to crossfire with 5-9. He's going to take a lot of damage pushing in on triple threat. He's actually going to go down first. NTG will be able to pick up triple threat here. No, it's going to be Barthlin doing it, but not before he's able to put out the rest of his clip. Cat with power will go down to Misty and Wet, but Kitten stops the B base. But they've lost 2 tanks now, and a 3rd tank accelerator is only on 50 HP. Cat points are looking very good for Elev. Wet's going to come back around for Neko here. Mormon G there as well. I don't see Kitten surviving this one. They lose accelerator, and that's that. And he put up a really good fight in games 1 and 2, unfortunately falling in game 3. They will go down to the loser's side, where they will face off against the winner of VATS and NA. I enjoyed the set. It was very competitive, but it is Elev who ends up taking it. Probably the team that most people picked to win it, but maybe not as close as it was. Neko 2.4, but again, this is a cap game, so team's not doing full damage. And there we go, that's that. We will move on to the next set. Go ahead and just stick it to the cam scene so I can hide the room and get set up for the next one. It is VATS. VATS beat NA, so NA got 4th in their group today. Man, tough luck for VATS. Did I say tough luck for VATS? I meant tough luck for NA. But props to VATS for winning. You get to see them play. I did get a logo for them as well. Last stream, I didn't use their logo because I didn't know anyone on the team. And then Voltus reached out to me and provided me with their logo. So thank you, Voltus, for that. I need to go back and update the old thumbnail, actually. Yeah, I'm going to do that right now. PYS 2, day 2, we had VATS. Oh, I can put the logo in. Boom. Nice. That's good. Shout out Voltus for that. We can show the room. Looks like VATS is not in yet, but that is their logo. It's more like a bat than a vat. Some sort of gargoyle? I'm not exactly sure, but this is what I was given. But Kitten's been looking good, so we'll see if they can keep up the momentum. It'd be crazy to watch them play all 4 sets today. Very possible, though, if they win this one, we'll watch them all 4 times. I guess we can take a moment here to see how the other groups are going. We should do that. So, Toma and VZN played an upper bracket. That's still going. Honda defeated Filth, I'm guessing. Yeah, they did. Group 2, we know what happened. NA in last. Rejects 3-1 over Autis. They're in Grands. Wheel beat whoever they fought. 16S. They're in Grands. Cool. No real surprises other than Ponda losing their first set. That was a big surprise. Alright, we can go back to the training group. 50M with reactive. Has the 50M ever had reactive? Oh yeah, I think it did. Yeah. It was good, but that was kind of meta. That was in meta. That did get used. Plenty. I don't know. I'd have to really think about what is the most dominant non-meta tank. It would probably be like a TD or a light or a medium, because those never really take meta precedence over heavies. I don't know. That's a good question. But yeah, the important thing to note is that some tanks are good in pubs and not good in comp, and some tanks are good in comp and not good in pubs. That's just how it is. Oftentimes the meta in competitive is how quickly you can get clears and how resistant you can be to surviving the other team trying to clear you. Because at the end of the day, kills are what determine who wins the game, really. Like, yeah, caps are important, but if you can get kill advantage on the enemy team, it's way easier to just progress, I guess. Either to take a cap lead after getting a lot of kills, or just, going for a quick 7-kill game. Because it only compounds upon itself, right? If you have 7 guns in the game and the enemy team only has 5 guns in the game, you're dealing damage faster than them. You are way more likely to win, especially if you focus fire. Kiro strong in pubs but non-tourney. Yeah, I mean, it's a decent pick. We have seen Kiro used a little bit in the tourney, but I mean, it's good. My problem is right now I am not super in tune with how things are going in terms of balance. I don't play the game actively like I used to play when I streamed this game for the past 5 years. But I stopped actively playing the game in like September, October. And so I'm not as in tune with what's really good right now in pubs. I know the Karo's gotten some crazy buffs and it's got like really troll armor now and everything. Anyway, let's focus on our game here, guys. Both teams are very spread out looking at the minimap here. It's not a triple threat getting lit. What the heck spotted him? I guess maybe he peeked a little bit far back and the concept did? I really don't know. I don't think the Panzerwagen could have spotted him at that distance. Both teams are running a singular light. But a grill is out here for Kitten. They like running their interesting strats here. Cool how they're using this little rock to prop the gun of the grill. And he has actually a decent amount of firing lanes from this position that just requires VATS to be far forward, and they are not. And Kittenham's not really sending any tanks forward to get any spotting either, so at the moment the grill's a little bit dormant. But Kittenham will make a move up towards C here. Jai's kind of inching his way forward until he's able to actually start capping the base. Finds the Panzerwagen, they trade. And now Neko gets lit all the way in the corner. And I don't know if that was the grill that hit Bao Bao there, but he is very hard punished for his peak. And VATS tried blind firing at Neko, but didn't do anything. And he might be able to pick up the kill here. I don't know if he has a line of sight. Doesn't. But it's going to be lit for a minute. JTAG not going to be able to push for a kill here. But Neko's got good spots here along with JTAG, so they know VATS is making a play. Kitten's also brought Accelerator to the corner, probably going to relieve Neko of his position. He's staying at the moment, but doesn't have to now. He can be flexible, go elsewhere. Kitten's still got a few tanks passive, and oh my goodness, Core Lord Chaos now being hit hard. Gorilla's putting in work. Kitten knows their angles with these TDs, man. Maybe I should just be sitting here for the whole match, you know? This is where we gotta be. A beautiful little position here. That's starting to move up a little bit in the town. They've got Catador, who's going for the boat, I believe. An interesting little push. He alights triple threat, doesn't get lit himself. Cheems is gonna step A. Okay, Catador is not quite going for the boat. He's just kind of here to support. There we go, he is lit. VATS is taking a lot of damage though. They are 3k HP down. Kitten has defended the A base for now, but VATS is going for B. I think Bluey just drove off on accident. Drove off. Neko missing the reset. Gets hit in the back by Hatsune. Did Bluey drive off again? Or is he getting track damage? He might be getting track damage by Cat with Power. There we go. Neko pins that one. And now he's getting hit hard. The Gorilla actually moving positions here. Violets or Bluey taking a lot of damage. Neko not even getting lit. And VATS are in very awkward positions now. Chaos is incredibly low. Bao Bao is still on 300 HP, surviving all the way in the back. That's really all he can do. JTAG's starting to take some damage. Cat with Power also not the healthiest. Chaos and Bluey could make a play on him. They just have to be careful to, you know, not trade themselves because they've got low HP, and that's not a peak you want to make. Chaos is going to go for the kill, though. They each take one hit. Props to both players on a VATS, along with Cats with Power, for not missing their shots, but VATS does pick it up. Accelerator's looking to see if he can sneak 2 kills here. VATS is going to have a hard time stopping this if he goes for it. Hatsune might have like a shot in the side. Vernon may as well, but could be doable. Catador gets picked off. Bao Bao finally gets lit long range. Either that or it was a blind shot, which would have been absolutely insane. I didn't notice. But Accelerator's doing just fine. He's got a very strong position along with Neko maxing. Good crossfire. Yeah, this game was Kitten's for a while. He'll be able to pick up his kill on Violets. And there we go, guys. 940 cat points. This game will be going to Kitten and that's 1,000 right there. Take a lead. Praying for JTAG to hit top 8. It's going to take a lot of effort. Well, that's game 1. This time around, it is VATS running a Gorilla. Interesting. Maybe. I doubt that they are trying to copy what Kitten did. Unlikely. But I would be concerned just because VATS saw Kitten run it last game, and now that they're running it, Kitten knows exactly like where the Gorilla is likely to end up and how to deal with it. Like they probably know good Gorilla spots on the map, so Kitten could be pretty well prepared for this. That being said, if VATS was preparing to run a Gorilla today, they also should have known where Marky Wolfstein was running his. So I don't know, but 100% I doubt this is like a last second decision by VATS. Like, oh, we're just gonna copy what Kitten did to us. They 100% prepared this in advance. You don't just run strats like this without having practiced them first. I've also got a Type 5 Heavy in the mix. That's interesting. See, whenever I see a Type 5 Heavy, I always think, oh, are they cooking a boost of some kind here? Which is definitely possible. We will see. The game 2 on Port Bay. Begin. Without EU Legionnaires, NA went from top 8 to top 16, top 20. Yeah, nice. What's up, Cricket? Check that grill position in pub battle. It's okay. It's okay. Like, it requires the enemy to be pushed up pretty far per scene. And in a pub game, the only reason that would typically happen is if your team's already dead. It can work if the fight is over in A area. Then it can work. But that doesn't happen that often in pubs. Typically, stuff is over on C. I would just say check it out in his training room first. Anyway, this time, actually, VATS gets rid of their light tank, so they don't have a light tank spotting for their grill. Neko lighting C, doesn't see anything. Lots of contact made on A. VATS was going for a quick grab, but they are going to be taking a decent chunk of damage here. Vernon's going to be covering Chaos. Yeah, Kitten's already got the crossfire with BTY in position here. Triple threat taking a lot of damage though, minus 1300. But VATS drives right into Cat with power. They get the kill. Bao rocking the Type 5 Heavy, no boost here. Will be playing aggressively here. I do like it. Grill could have some shots here. Nice shots from JTech into Chaos as well. He was basically backed up behind that. But Bao put a big one back in, and Vernon's going to go for this kill, but he gets picked off himself. A little bit too low HP to make that play. VATS is going to come on in. Neko's hunting down the grill. I like that play from Kitten. Basically taking the grill out of the fight here. Light tanks rarely lose fights against tank destroyers, but VATS has very good focus fire in the side of the map. They pick off their third tank. They have a gun advantage. Problem is they don't have HP advantage at the moment, and Kitten is completely boxing up their grill right now, the light tank. Completely got him cooked here. And that evens up the guns, and the HP is still in favor of Kitten. I will say, though, it'll take a bit of time for Neko to join the fight over here. And if Bao can put a shot into him, I don't like how Bao's driving up there when he doesn't know where the light tank is. Yeah, the light's just going to be able to kill him, no problem. If he could have put a big shot into the light tank, that could have switched things quite a bit. But as it stands, VATS is now a 3v2. It's not terrible, but Neko might be able to help out with the kill against Catador here. Maybe he won't even waste his time. I don't know. But it is a 3v2. Catador is just going to kite as long as he can. Now Neko's going for the ISO on Cheems. Misses his shot. So does Cheems. Oh my goodness. I think Kitten absolutely can win this. 100%. Neko's got a good little circle going here on Cheems. But VATS is covering. But he will go down. Now it's a 2v2. And having a light tank endgame is a very good thing. Accelerator has a damaged ammo rack. That could be a problem for Team Kitten. But Catador is a one-tap. Needs to hit this kill shot, but he missed it. Catador not able to get the kill, but Violets are blue. He does. He uses his reserve shell for it. Oh man, I think if this ammo rack didn't happen, this could be very different, but 100% worth it for Violets are Bluey to use his reserve shell to pick up that kill. And really that was kind of a sell by Neko not picking up the kill in Catador. I think he missed the kill shot somehow. And now Kitten's just gonna, you know, they're gonna have to do really nothing but wait. He's reloading his clip here. Violets are Blue just needs to reload enough shells. So he's looking for Catador, but misses the kill shot there too. Oh man. Yeah. Kitten definitely had a chance to clutch it up there, especially with the light tank alive in the end game, but didn't play it the best, unfortunately. And there we go. VATS are able to equalize things 1-1. Good for them. They took their early game aggression, and although they definitely found themselves in a bit of crossfire at the start, they pushed right through, got kills, and their gun advantage throughout most of the game did help. And we're all tied up. Kitten starting to shake a little bit. They've been playing so well. Accelerator having a 4K, Neko having a almost 4K, but Violet's with the 4.5 and Catador with the 4.4. Yeah, good performance here across the board, but it is VATS that takes it. We move on to Middleburg for games 3 and 4. Standard position, but prop on the rock. Yeah, I haven't really seen the rock prop stuff used a whole lot. But, I mean, the position itself isn't too rare. What's up, Killer Cools? Read messy grill positioning. Oh, that's nothing near close. Boost the back corner would be lit. What's up, Sneaky? Rent free, I'm curious, what team do you play on? I'm very curious. I don't recognize your username as like a comp player, but I'm not super familiar with all the EU teams. We are seeing Karo come out. Earlier in chat, someone was saying Karo was a good tank, and we are seeing it here. Maybe double light from VATS? No, they switch out one for a Kron. So 4 Krons each side. Both sides run a light and a Felice. Kittenham's 7th tank is a Kiro. And VATS runs an F3. Apparently NA leader Mac kicked their EU caller and players. Oh, Mac is the caller for NA? Interesting. Well, no wonder they got 4th for their group then. Wait a second. I understand. I'm looking at teams now. I'm looking at the NA roster. The player named Snipedya _ isn't actually Snipedya. So I think that is Snipedya on 11. I thought Snipedya was on the NA team this whole time. Anyway. Looks like Kitten playing very aggressive in the opening here, trying to see if they can put some shots into Jamie Gill. Neko needs to be careful that he doesn't get nuked by heavies coming in, and he spots Bao Bao. Yeah, he's got to bail. He'll take another hit for this. Cat with Power did grab C, but Wolfstein grabbed B, Cheems grabbed A. Kitten has set plenty of tanks up top, though. It won't be easy for VATS to retake the base, but they did get early bleeds into the light tank, which is always a good thing. You know, this whole time I thought Snipedya was in the NA team, but that's actually, I think, Sheepy on the NA team. And Snipedya is probably 5'9" on 11. Well, looks like VATS is going to be able to take C potentially. I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, triple threat should be able to HE this. B2, I missed his reset. Oh my goodness, they are both missing resets. Doesn't matter, Vernon backed off. That is funny. Yep, lead is just growing at the moment. Kitten has 3 tanks down low. That's a lot. VATS only has 1. That's could totally push up top, but they are rotating 1 back. Looks like they're light. Mr. Jamie Gill. I can't remember the last time I saw a game where both teams were rocking lights on this map. It doesn't happen that much. Dang, triple threat unloading a full clip there. I don't know if I agree with that. J-Tag is now going to have to reset by himself. Reloads his full clip. Problem with what triple threat did unloading his full clip is it means, and he's doing it again, his reload is now going to be way longer. They have reset VATS enough to the point where they're starting to back off the base. Punch is minus 600 on HP. Vernon's minus 600 on HP. The VATS is starting to move the rest of their heavies up. They're going to try again on C. Triple threat. You need to reload your gun more. Even putting a second shot in the gun is good enough, but it looks like he is starting to reload all 3. That's good. There's a good reset. I don't need to keep shooting. I guess you can. It's damage, but The cap points are about to reach 800. You know that they're going to start pushing soon, so you want to have your shots reloaded for that. 100%. Yeah, here we go. Here comes Bow Bow. And Triple Threat's got an empty clip. Yeah, I don't know why you're doing that. Your teammates are about to start dying over here, and you're busy unloading the full clip. DPM could definitely be a struggle for Kitten here. They also just don't have many tanks up top. VATS has 5 tanks here. 2 tanks down low, and they're looking at Neko for bleeds. Miguel could be hunting him down. For some reason, he's playing over on... I was about to click on him, and I couldn't even click on him. Why is he playing on B? You let the Felice do that. You'd hunt down the light tank when you had more HP. Now the light tank's going to be able to grab A. Kitten has definitely a chance at winning this, and they will. Taking the caps, getting kills there. Light tank just threw himself away there at the end. I really don't know what that play from VATS was. He had more HP than Neko maxing, so you just hunt him down. Yeah, your Felice might die on B, but you don't need to throw away your tank with him. Yeah, I don't know. And while I wasn't impressed with Kitten's play up top, they were eventually able to, hold on, I suppose, and they won the game. So at the end of the day, they took it, so you can't complain too much. But game 4 time. 5 might have confirmed. So true. Play on PT2K. My goat. I respect PT2K's consistency. They're always playing. They play every tournament. Usually doesn't go their way, but the fact that they're resilient enough to keep trying even after suffering as many defeats as they have, like, I do have big respect for them. All right, can Kitten close it out? We got tiebreaker here. Ho-Ri now for Middleburg. TD on Middleburg is not something you see much. This will be interesting. Assumption is it's just going to go in the back corner, kind of like where Triple Threat was, but you never know. So, Panzerwagon, it stays out for Kitten. This is not a map where lights are very commonly run, but they do have one both games here. Here we go. Alright, here we go. Game 4. Kitten's chance at closing it out. Neko maxing in the light tank, gonna go for early spots in the crossing. Looks like Hatsune got blind fired twice before getting spotted. Either that or the light bulb was delayed. Very possible the light bulb was delayed. Neko not gonna go for an early base grab. Kitten M is gonna go for one, but they're getting pushed right away. Looks like Punch is just gonna go for a shove down low. G-Tech is there to support, but Cheems is going to have an angle. J. Miguel's going to have an angle. VATS will pick up an early kill potentially here. J. Miguel will take a little bit of damage, but Violets should be able to pick up the kill here. But down goes J. Miguel, Kitten immediately turning around there. Definitely could have left Violets or Bluey to pick up that kill, but staying around for a little bit too long means that VATS actually does lose a tank, despite going for such an early play. He's going to try to get the A base. G-Tag aiming in for the reset. Does get it with HE there. And Punch. If I'm Punch, you should probably realize that if you didn't grab it then, you're not going to grab it now with everybody else looking. Kitten is rotating themselves down, but yeah, I don't know how to feel. Alright, so does have the cap lead though. That still has 2 tanks up top. I don't know if Vernon was lit or not. Wasn't paying attention to that light bulb. But Neko might think he's in a one-on-one scenario. Now Vernon's lit. Maybe Neko second-guessing himself a little bit here. VATS is going to keep trying for A. You know that the other team is down here looking and resetting. I don't know if that's the smartest. Just kind of bleeding HP at that point. Anyway, Kittenham's light tank runs away. Vernon was spotted up here, so Kittenham knows there's a couple crons set up in the area. How do teams make it advance here? For Kittenham, it looks like they want to advance by pushing through the seaside. If they can pick off Hetsun, who's the lowest HP tank on VATS, this is definitely a point of weakness for VATS team. They're blind firing at him. Accelerator. GP on NA for money. He asks conscripts for getting money for playing. Lol. That's funny. I don't know if you missed my question, Rentfree. I was curious to know what team... Maybe I missed your message. I'm curious to know what team you play for in EU. But anyway, it looks like we are seeing Kittenham make a play. Triple threat actually getting hit across the map. Hatsune has been spotted though, and BTY is probably going to want to hunt him down. Maybe Kittenham just going to pick the tank that's in front of them, which is Vernon. Kitten will also be pushing in for A with double F3. That could be scary, but Punch was rotated out, so he'll be okay for now. Kitten is going for a late game base take here, which would definitely swing things in their favor. VATS would need to respond to it. Cheems is moving forward to do so. Could get a pickup on JTAG all the way in the back. He doesn't really have any support. I want to watch and see if he gets hit too hard for this. Yeah, not great. He's looking for JTAG. Not going to find him at the moment, but can't push too far forward here. VATS is still holding on to the other side over here. Man, there's two different plays happening at the same time. I don't know where to go. Looks like I'll just check out here. VATS are blue. I don't know what kind of drive this is. He'll put in his last shot and go down. He won't even get to do that. Cheems will hunt down JTAG. Punch is looking at Accelerator and Cat with power. What about the other side up here? VATS has rotated Bao Bao to help out. Punch is alone. He'll go down. Cheems needs to kill JTAG. What's going on? Why is this taking so long? You're just getting around him, I guess? Surely you hit this, right? Oh my goodness, Cheems. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. VATS is holding on just fine over on the other side. Hatsune's still alive. He's going to go down in a second. Neko just needs to hit the kill shot. Cheems finally gets JTAG. Down goes Punch. That's 1,000 cap points. I don't think that kill miss really did a whole lot to change the outcome of the game. Kittenham had the advantage there. Sneaking that base. Man, VATS almost had a really good cook at the start, but just pushing a little bit too far. Violets definitely could have picked up the kill without... who was it who took all the hits there from VATS? It was Jamie Gell. Yeah, definitely possible, but hey, what can you do? Punch had a good game. JTAG had a better game all the way in the back with all those resets, I guess. Able to stay alive. And Kittenham takes it 3-1. Congrats to them. I got my other invite, but real quick, I would like to look at the charts, see how the other groups are doing. Toma is the team in Grands over VZN. So VZN Ponda. Yo, imagine if Ponda got knocked out right now. I think they're still doing well on cups, but this would be crazy. If VZN defeated Ponda and kicked them out of day 3. That would be wild. That would be really good for Kitten, who's trying to fight their way through. Rejects and Grands on this side. I think I already checked that. Yeah, that's fine. Not having Bragas just makes it so much harder to see how things are going. Anyway, I will go to camera scene. So I can get this set up here. And here we are with Grand Finals, the rematch between 11 Kitten. Last time they played, 11 took a 3-0, but the set was a lot closer than the 3-0 score would suggest. The maps here, looks like the first map will be Hellas. We'll just start with Hellas. Now we can show it. Here we are with Grands. One thing I forgot to point out last set is Since top 2 from this group are moving on, this means Kitten and Alev will be moving on. VATS was fighting for survival into day 3 of the previous skill, but unfortunately they have been eliminated. So congrats to Kitten and Alev. They are both moving on to tomorrow. And we'll see who will the ultimate winner be for PYS 3. Looking at lineups here, lots of Krons back in the mix, but double E6, Kitten just keeps running these interesting tanks. They're running their 4K5s, they're running their grills, they're running their Karos, and now an E6 duo here. Along with F3s and Krons. But no light tank for them. Alev will have Wet in the Panzer Wagon. Most recent team is UNX, solid. Very nice, very nice. As far as I'm aware, they're a pretty good team, but I'm not familiar with the EU clans. I used to watch them occasionally, but really ever since I started working full time, like their tournaments are during my work day, so I haven't really been able to watch. And so just like working from home one day and I can put a stream on off to the side. It's not very easy. Concept is available for cash in the store. Okay, okay. Someone was asking if the concept would be sold for gold, but guess that's a no. Usually if something's being sold for cash and not gold, that's a very intentional decision. Maybe Wargaming is realizing that tank's desirability considering the competitive meta right now. But anyway, here we are with Hellas. We can go ahead and roll the intro in just a sec. Hopefully Kitten will be able to take a game or two off of Alev this time. Not to say that I like them more than Alev, but I like to see the sets more competitive and going the distance, so hopefully no sweep here, but who knows. Alev has had time to prepare for these last maps. Starting off with Hellas. Checking Discord right now, everything's looking good. All right. And the intro video finishing up. Come on. Here we go. Game 1, Grand Finals for PYS number 3, Day 2. Again, both teams move on to tomorrow, so stakes aren't too high. But with the new manual seeding in effect, things are going to be considered now, like your placement in a particular day is considered when making the groups. So that is how things are going to be cooking here. What is this cross from BTY? What is this? Oh my goodness, is he dead? Yeah. Okay. What? I don't know. I like the aggressive idea from Kitten, but you know, that hurt. Maybe have a little bit more information before making a play. Is that 4? Yeah, 4 heavies lined up in the same position from Alev. He's just dead immediately. And he's going to have a crossfire and these guys... No. I don't know what this play is, but Alev is basically perfectly set up to stop this from happening. They think that they have a crossfire in NTG, but look at NTG. You can just dig down in this position, and you're usually like just fine. Like, yeah, he's bleeding some, but his opponents are bleeding a lot more. Oh my goodness, Accelerator is just dead. This is literally the perfect setup from Alev to counter this. They're just all in the back. Kitten are throwing themselves at Alev here. Yeah, not great. They pick up the kill in NTG, but they have lost way too much for it. They have half the HP of Alev. So this was the strat. They wanted to commit to it, but Alev were perfectly set up to deal with it. There's not much else to say here. Triple threat. He's just running, honestly. I don't even know what he's looking at. He's just running. He is the last alive. And game 1 less than 2 minutes. Nice. Nice. This set gonna be nice and close, surely. It was a good attempt. It was a good attempt. And yeah, not really even gonna go over the damage results here. B2Y just nuked. But it wasn't a personal mistake, it was more of a strat thing. The way I see it. Unless he was told specifically not to take that route, but I don't know. I would assume that's what Kitten were intending to do, and it just didn't play out the way they expected. These things happen. Less still worth watching. They have more mobile meta and ridiculous prize pool. I do enjoy me mobile tanks in the meta. Like, man, remember when NA used to have medium meta back in like 2016, the 140s? Really the only thing that we've had that was remotely comparable was when the T100 was added, and for a brief moment in time there was like some games where you would run like 4 of them, 3 or 4 of them. That was fun. I really enjoyed that because, I don't know, I like watching fast metas, fast-paced stuff. It's not as like, you know, slow gameplay. It's not as cancerous in terms of like, oh, you can just clip someone out, and if you have 2 or 3 clippers stood up, they just die instantly. That stuff is like a little bit snooze fest in my opinion, so that's a fair point. I know Lesta, they typically have their meta as like, I think the last time I watched Lesta, I think it was 113 as the meta, and they were just pushing each other and shoving with single shot, high DPM, good mobility tanks. And honestly, it's fun to watch because a lot more tactics are involved there in terms of rotations and reactions and stuff, rather than just hoping you have the best setup at the early game. But yeah, thank you for the shout, RKFN. I'll start earning stats and bets on one website. Oh, interesting. I saw something about like, I don't know, some website was posted recently in one of the Discord servers I'm in. Maybe that was it. It was in Russian and I was on my phone. I didn't have a good way to translate it to English at the time. Let me see if I can find... I think it was posted a couple days ago. I'll probably be able to find it very quickly. I shouldn't be about it. Yeah, I'm not going to. But there was a website that I saw. It was like had all like the results of tournament games and stuff all posted there. It was kind of cool. Yeah, less competitive is miles ahead of wargaming, and I'm not afraid to say it. Miles and miles and miles ahead. Like, it's not even remotely close to being remotely close. Because Lesta sees it as an opportunity, and wargaming sees it as a cost. That's the way that I like to think of it, right? Wargaming has only put less and less time and effort into tournaments as the years have gone on, with their prize pools, with the formats, with the lack of official broadcasts recently, etc. Like last Blitz Cup, they didn't even do a broadcast. That was diabolical. Whereas Lest is hosting offlines and stuff, which is something Blitz has not done in how many years? I don't even know. But it's whatever. Game 2, Kitten M11. Kitten does have the early cap lead. They are set up in the heavy area. Nice and dug in. They're going to make attempts at the B base. I think we were seeing, Olev has HE resets onto triple threat. Watachi's trying to put stuff into BTY. There we go, that's an HE reset into BTY. He's still going to sit in the base though. And he's putting HE shots into Misty himself. Looks like we're seeing a crossfire attempt from... Ooh, nice shot. That was a big shot from one of those tanks. I can't tell who it was, but BTY was just about to grab the base. But the shot into the side of the turret did reset. And now Kitten M will hold off. HP still even. Kitten M starting to bring more of a presence over to the C side. Hemo JTAG spotting each other. JTAG is immediately driving to the same dip that NTG used. Problem is that JTAG took a little bit of damage before he could get in. Gonna make him clippable if Alev decides to push it. Still take a decent amount of effort. You got to expose yourself to angles from Marquis and from Accelerator, but it's definitely doable. And Alev, they're not wasting any time. They're just going to go for it right away. And Marquis going to have to turn his gun. Kimo will take damage for it, but yeah, I like how Alev are not wasting any time at all. 5-9 is going to pick up that kill before it becomes too much of a problem. Kitten didn't have that many tanks there as an angle. Like last game, it didn't really work because Alev had 4 tanks in the back to help out. That being said, Kitten did pick up a kill of their own. Kimo going down. I'm sure that Alev have communicated that Marquis is fully out of his clip though. The double concepts will be able to pick up the kill if they pen all their shots here. Apple's there to help out as well from behinds. But there we go. Double kill from the concepts. And now Accelerator's basically just put himself into 2v1 for free. Hasn't even put in a clip yet. He's just going to die for that. Definitely a bit late of a commit. You got to at least like try to attempt elsewhere, I suppose. Triple threat's probably going to go down to Misty and Wet. Love the triple shot clipper meta. Just instant die. Push 2 tanks and he's dead. Very fun meta. Wet gets picked, but Kitten is down a lot of HP. Don't see them bringing it back. Accelerator threw his tank away basically for free here. Cat with power also picked off. And a lever set up nicely for the end game. Grabbing the B base isn't going to do anything for Kitten M here. Really, it was B2I's only idea, but they will lose this game. It is just a matter of how quickly. But yeah, good on Alev for holding nicely. I like how they took initiative on C as well. They were like, oh, Kitten didn't send enough tanks to survive the position that they tried taking, so we might as well punish it. That's exactly what they did. 2-0 lead for Alev. Unfortunately, this set not nearly as close as the previous one. Kitten had a very good set of strategies for Naval Frontier, but here in Hellas they are struggling. Neither of those games were anywhere near within their reach. 3.7 for Misty, having a good couple games here. And we'll see if Kitten can cook on the next and maybe final map. Best of 5 grands means Alev only needs to take one more game to win the set, and it's going to be on Mayan. Let's see it. What's up, Ryan? Welcome to the stream. Glad that you're able to catch the end here. Lost a TVP and Vickers MBT. So on Blitz, it's a tier 9. It moved up from tier 8 to tier 9. In Lesta, it's a tier 10. That's interesting. That's cool. Blitz Impact Pro, that was the website, yes, I remember. That's a really cool tool. Is that like developed by Lesta, or is that a fan, like a third-party tool? That's really, really awesome. Wargaming gave up. Women added top 4 to group chat, so there won't be a season until next spring. Yikes. Because their development desperately needs a break. I haven't heard about that, so that is unfortunate news. Normally I'm kept in the loop on things like that, but yikes. What I did here, and I think I can share this, I guess this isn't something that Wargaming said, per se. I can't really say what they said. But what we do know is that the tournament system is not implemented right now in like Reforged. Like it's not in the Ultra test, it's not in the tech tests, any of that stuff. So the assumption is either that there won't be tournaments or that they'll be hosting training rooms. I really don't know. But if you are saying that there won't be any tournaments like at all season until next spring, that's gonna kill the comp scene. It already took a pretty big hit in between last Blitz Cup and now with NA, like a lot of teams and players just dropping. But I really don't know how things are going to be able to return for Blitz unless they bring back offlines, and I'm not hopeful there. Tolian tried in her tenure having the position and wasn't able to get it done. People are hopeful for Whammon. She's hosted offlines in the past. I think she just hosted one a couple weeks ago for Age of Empires, which is the game that she comes from. But I wouldn't be surprised if Wargaming just shuts it down. I don't know. Like that's what they did with Tolian, who tried. At least she told us that she tried, and I'm inclined to believe her on that. Miss William had plenty of esports experience herself before joining Blitz. She was, I think she worked for Navi, I think, before coming to Wargaming. Don't remember. Anyway, look at this aggressive play from Alev. They're just pushing through Franz and Felices. They're going to try to clip out the Felice here, but he's already turned around. Triple Threat's got a bit of a crossfire setup if need be. But if he peeks this bush, he could get lit. That would be very bad. Chemo's blind firing at it. Triple Threat knows that. They see him and he puts the shots in. He's lit now. 5-9 up a while, gonna back up. But Love do have the double cap. Kitten's rotating with their Kronwagens. Accelerator and Neko will help out Triple Threat. Alev not looking to push him right yet. Misty going to be taking a risky path out, but it should work just fine. Alev have tanks to support. Yeah, Cat with Power gets double tapped for that peak. And while a common challenge for grabbing the B base is getting the tank out, Alev were able to do it without taking too much damage. They have all their tanks nicely unified. Kitten does have a bit more map control, but Cap lead Alev, they're well unified as well to make a push. Looks like they want to see if they can hunt down BTY. And they're getting out of there. Speed boosting way is JTAG. Concepts had a bit of a head start. And Kitten's making their rotation. Triple Threat's been spotted. So has Neko in the back. Do Alev turn around to deal with it. Looks like Apple, Misty are turned around. Damage is going into Mormon G though in the middle. Neko has an angle of some kind, so does Triple Threat. But Kitten can't really jump this. Wet and... Never mind, I don't know what was going on. Yeah, Bartholin. Yeah, Wet and Bartholin were there to help out, but no, it looks like Kitten did have enough map. Problem is B2I and JTAG are now very far from the fight. Alev should be able to pick up Triple Threat and Accelerator without much issue here. Do triple, you just need to put in your last shot before going down. Just put it in. There you go. Accelerator got clipped up by 5-9. Neko is back to help out, but who does he clip here? Not very easy to get a good focus fire target. You should put it into Watachi, but Wet is full HP, so you're not doing that much to help give your team clears. Marquis needs to drive in and help with Bartholin. Cat with Power is stopping the B base, but it's already 960 for Alev. They need one kill here on Neko and they win. They're going to go for Marquis instead. And down he goes. Game 3. Alev with the 3-0 sweep in Grands. Man, I was really hopeful for Kitten, but unfortunately they go down. Not the end of the world. They still move on to tomorrow, but it's not a good look for their top 8 hopes. They were looking like a top 8 team with their first set and even their second, but things slowing down a bit for them here towards the end. Maybe they ran out of steam. They put all of their effort into those initial strats. And they were flashy. I enjoyed them. This wasn't enough against Alev, who have lots of competitive experience. And they take it. That is Group 2 completed. Congrats to Alev. All their teams, of course, I enjoyed watching. We got to watch all 4 teams play today, which was nice. Most comp players just think the game will die because comp players leave, no prize pool or tours. I don't think the game will die because I think that the competitive scene will die. And it's not going to have any players left for competitive. I don't know. We can look at the chart, see if any other groups are over. Ponda did defeat VZN, so they lost them initially, but 1-3-1 there in Grands against Toma. So Ponda Toma moving on from Group 1. We know Group 2 who moves on, Alev over Kitten. Group 3 is Rejects and Autis. They're still playing. Their set is actually not even started yet. It starts in a minute here. That's crazy. Our group was way slower here. That's wild, actually. I'm guessing the Autis set must have just been really long against 4K. Yeah. And then Wheel 404 move on. Wheel group's already over. Wheel just dominated everybody today. They're looking really good. Between Wheel, Alev, and Ponda, Those are probably the 3 strongest teams remaining. I'm curious to know which 2 will win the group. Whichever group has 2 of those teams is the one that I'd like to watch. So we'll see if we can get it or not. But yeah, that is day 2 of Preview Skill 3, the last chance that teams have of qualifying directly before cups come into play. I will go ahead and call it here, guys. So we will catch y'all tomorrow, same time, 9 Eastern, for the last day of Prove Your Skill, the last day of the qualifiers. After tomorrow, between the qualifiers and cups, top 8 will be determined. I'm not going to know exactly who those top 2 teams are on cups. We'll probably have a pretty good idea. Maybe we'll take a look at the cups leaderboard, and if it seems about right, we can assume who's making top 8 based on cups. But in any case, we'll figure that out, and then round robin will start shortly after that. So hope you guys had a good day today. Hope you enjoyed the stream, and we'll be back tomorrow with the last day, Prove Your Skill 3 Day 3. That's about it. Stay safe. Happy tanking.
Mm-hmm.